rhythm. Wanna talk about it. The rhythm of love. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Love Rhythm Recipe. I'm Casey, your host, your master chef, your navigator through this thing we call food and love. And if you hold on one moment, because it's looking like I'm looking a little blurry. Yes. So I think my lens needs to be taken care of. We've been having all kinds of technical issues today. I tell you, we're storming over here and, we lost power earlier. So I'm hoping we can get through this show and it can do what it needs to do.
Okay. So you're not going to see anything for
You're not going to see anything for a minute. We're cleaning it all up.
Better?
Yeah, I think that's better. I'm going to bring it this way. Okay, I don't know. It just
Does
looks
it look okay?
I don't know. It looks a little
weird. Kind of blurry in the middle.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of and I don't know why all of a sudden.
Maybe I need something like that white right there.
Okay, we're gonna try to clean this lens up, y'all. I don't know why. Sometimes the cosmos just doesn't want you to be great, and it tries to stop you at every turn. But here,
we're gonna keep it moving.
Exactly. Here, Flavor House. We do not surrender to the dying of the light. We just keep on keeping on the way we can. Yeah, is that better?
Much better.
Much better.
Much better. Yeah. Okay. See? So now back to what I was saying. So Volvo to love. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Hey. I know you were there earlier. We had some kind of technical difficulty. I didn't even know that we were not even filming anymore, Volvo Love. But I will tell you this: that food was.
It was smacking.
It was good. It was so good until I'm going to make a long form video for that particular recipe. Trust me. Anywho, tonight we're going to be diving into some tender fried pork chops, juicy, succulent. All that. And we're going to have a topic that was suggested last week by one of our new subscribers and one of our constant subscribers, our lone wanderer bunker. And we're going to be talking about in-laws and how they can impact a relationship.
Before you continue, I had the follow-up response from Volvo to Love. Estee Lauder to you.
Estee Lauder to me too. So funny, Volvo to Love. Do you know one of my favorite perfumes used to be, and probably still is, because they got two different types, is Beautiful by Estee Lauder. So I used to love that. And they have a summer version of it, which is very light. I have to be very careful about the colognes and perfumes that I use because I got all these allergies. So everything doesn't work for me. So there's certain things that I can do, and that's one of mine. So you just reminded me I need to up my game and get me one. Hey. Husband, if you're there, husband, wink, wink. Okay. So anywho, we're going to be talking about their in-laws, not just the mother-in-law and the father-in-law, but the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, all that dynamic, if that applies to you. And I decided to do these lovely fried pork chops. And if you don't do pork, the same recipe can apply to chicken. So don't worry. Or I'm going to try to fry up some lamb chops and see what happens. You never know. But anywho, I'm doing the pork because my mother-in-law, who was the sweetest soul ever on this earth, I think her and my mother were like sisters from another mama or something. Sister from another, whatever. But yeah, so, and they never got a chance to meet because my mom was gone, before. Yeah, all that.
Deborah's here.
Hey, Deb, how are you? I'm glad you guys came back. Y'all know we just ended abruptly somehow. Yeah, technical difficulty just went, but it's been kind of windy and storming over here, so maybe my internet connection kind of went out really quickly and I didn't see it. And so I'm sitting here talking to you guys because it still said we were live. It just kind of froze there. Anyhow, so my mother-in-law, she's from South Carolina, Southern roots. My mother and father from Birmingham, Alabama. Anyhow, she made, and like I said, I've never been a big fan of traditional Hoppin' John because I never really liked black-eyed peas. They were never cooked the way that made me want to eat them until I cooked some Hoppin' John myself. I said that earlier. In any case, I tasted her rice and peas. She didn't call it Hoppin' John, but it's that same dynamic. And she used field peas because she grew field peas. She had a garden. She had all these vegetables and stuff. And she made it with field peas. And it was so good. So, of course, I had to adapt that dynamic because, my husband comes from that dynamic with okra and tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. And, he always gets happy whenever I cook stuff like that. So in honor of her, I did some rice and peas, which I didn't advertise. We're going to have the fried pork chops, which is one of my husband's favorites. And we're going to have we just going to go all the way left field because I like Mexican coleslaw. We're going to have that and some nice, tasty, buttery cornbread. But I'm going to show you how to make these pork chops. I was able to get these pork chops are so freaking thick. Now you can get thinner ones. They're going to cook faster. I'm going to do slow and steady. We're going to have a nice crisp crust to it, nice seasoning. They've been marinating overnight because they're thick. So you want to make sure they're tender and still juicy. It's going to be all that. Coupled with the fact this topic is pretty, I say risque. You got to be careful if you don't want to be offensive, but we need to be real on how, and I'll tell you how we've navigated through in-laws when we had them. And, some of the things that I've read about and other people have said or whatever. And I want you guys to get involved and let me know, if what your experience is. And if you don't have any and you're intending on having some at some point, how it might be pertinent to set those boundaries if you need to in the very beginning. So first, I want to talk about the parallels between what we're cooking tonight and a recipe for success. So in-laws, okay, start with the quality ingredients. So we're going to have our fresh, high quality pork chops, whether they're thick, thin. You can use, they have shoulder pork chops. They have the center cut. They have the ones with the little, bone in, bone out. All depends on what you want to do. It is definitely a delicious meal. And I'm choosing this approach, paralleling with in-law relationships, and kindness and respect sets a positive foundation. And that's what you need to have from the very beginning. Okay. Proper preparation is key. Like how I did my dry brine. It's been all night long. It's going to ensure that hey, how are you? Y'all back. I like that. It's going to ensure that you're going to have that more. That's what with that chicken this morning. Oh my goodness. It was like melt in your mouth. So good. And that's what I'm trying to achieve with these pork chops. It's not a whole lot of ingredients you're going to be using, but, it's going to taste really good. And understanding that the perspectives are clear, like I said, between you and your in-laws. Same thing with preparing. So preparation is key. Prepare yourself to embark on a new relationship. Prepare yourself and the other parties. You and your partner really have to set down how you're going to navigate with your in-laws, because hey, you got all kinds of dynamics. Hey, you may have sons that mothers and are really attached to you and they really don't want to let go. So you have that dynamic. You can have, fathers that, they don't think anybody's good enough for their kid, their daughter or whatever. And so you may have those dynamics, or you may have in-laws that embrace, as a parent myself, you really have to think about who your children are going to spend their time and perhaps their lives with, because you want them to have success and be happy. Okay. And you always, I don't care how old your kids get, you always have this fierce protectiveness. You really do. How you convey that is really up to you. Okay. And you got to realize these people are adults. So you have to kind of give them that. So that's a whole nother thing. Okay. With this pork chop, we got to maintain the right temperature. And you want to maintain a balance of emotional temperature by staying calm and not getting too heated. And, it's just a lot. And, don't overcook. Don't undercook. You don't want to put yourself in a position of always being in the way. You have to know when to step back and allow that relationship to flourish, because that relationship is in okay, you're always going to revere your parents. Your parents are always going to be number one to you. However, your mate has to become that person, your person, that first person. You know what I'm saying? Not negating your parents, not disrespecting any relationships, but it takes both parties to understand what the equilibrium, each person in your relationship, and the people outside. And that's pretty much it, as far as the parallels of the dynamics. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to show you what the ingredients are for these fried pork chops, and we're going to get them on while we talk, because they have to be slow and steady, just like getting into a relationship with your in-laws. Hey, sometimes I know people who have known their in-laws since they were kids, and then the son and the daughter, whatever, or the partners get together. And it's like the whole, I guess, perspective or the whole relationship seems to change or pivot, between, hello there, lone one. Let me tell you something. I started reading your book because I am busy as I don't know what. So I bought it that same day. And I am telling you, I'm quite impressed with the reading so far. It's going to take me a while because you got 327 pages. So I'm like reading a page at a time. I have it up on my computer, my personal computer. So every time I get a few moments, I'll read another paragraph or a chapter. And it's very interesting. Her book is very, very interesting. I would suggest it. I got the Kindle version so I can put it on my computer. I know I digress, but I just want to let you know. And that carrot recipe, I'm going to cook that tomorrow. Because when I told my husband I had a carrot recipe, he was happy. Okay. He was real happy. So yes, I'm going to give the Lone Wanderers Bunker, or my friend Lone, a shout out. Hey, read that book.
Also, they wrote a nice little response to what you were saying. Said the biggest mistake I made was not setting boundaries. I recently had to cut contact. Oddly, I've lost a pound in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
I've also been a go with the flow person and tried to please people. But there came a point, shockingly late in life, where I just couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, as you get older, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say patience or your tolerance for things, because hopefully you grow, you mature, your tolerance for things is not the same. And as we grow and understand how things affect us emotionally, especially if you're a pleaser. If you're a pleaser, I'm going to tell you, pleasers always tend to end up with people around them that want to be emotional succubuses. I'm just saying. They will take as much as you want to give. Okay, so if you're a giver and you're around a bunch of takers, they're never going to say, okay, she or he's giving too much. So you come to a point where, and I've said it a lot, self-love, self-esteem, taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, or whatever, does not make you selfish. That makes you sane. That's what I'm going to say. And we've all had to learn it. I'm still learning it. And sometimes it makes you feel bad and guilty because you feel like you just, gotta take care of the world, but I understand. I fully understand. But your book is fire. It is. And like I said, if it take me 3 months, I'm gonna read every single page. Oh, what I have here in my hand, how cute is this? So, we do mocktails. So I did a little research on what goes good with pork chops, and they said appletinis. So we have, what do you call this, Corey?
I've just been calling it the apple martini.
Martini. Yeah, the apple martini.
That is, ooh, that's pretty darn good. I love it. It tastes, I don't know what it tastes like. It tastes, you taste a hint of apple and just like this little bit of, just a little bit of fizz, or I don't know. It's just, but it's pretty, isn't it pretty?
It's like
oh my goodness,
tart and then sweet, and kind of like it got that green apple tartness to it. So good.
Okay, don't laugh at me, guys, because I got Mrs. Green sugar, for aesthetics, so it may be stuck to my lip. But isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to go and see what the ingredients are. So if my beautiful assistant will do that for me.
Yep.
We'll get this pork chop on, and then we'll just get a little bit deeper into the dynamic. Now, I know it's hard. Any relationship you have, this is how it works. What I've seen. You said, but you are still encouraging your husband to keep in contact. Yeah, exactly, because that's his family. And, that's kind of hard for the partner when they're kind of torn between you and their family. That's another thing. But I will tell you this. My husband and I have been together for 40-ish years. Okay. We've been together as long as pretty much that we've known ourselves. Okay. And he does have siblings. Love them to death. I will tell you this. Our relationship has been our relationship from day one. So to say I'm not going to say, okay, so let me just stop this. Okay, so you see, I don't know if you can tell. Do you see the thickness of these chops?
They look like steak.
They're huge. So this is going to be a challenge because I wasn't expecting them to be this thick. So yeah, we're going to have to do that slow thing. But four beautiful lean chops, okay? And I trimmed down a little of the fat. I left a little bit there because, these are center cut. Okay, we have that. Of course, I have my all-purpose seasoning, my Casey's blessing. You can use whatever you choose. I'm going to do my onion powder. I'm going to take a little bit of, and I don't know if I'm going to use this because, like I said, I got to put a flour mixture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to season my flour with some of these things, but I am going to also season my meat. So my black pepper, I have my no salt Sazon. I have garlic powder, which I will probably use instead of the minced garlic. I have some low sodium Lowry's. I also have some cayenne pepper and a little bit of paprika. And I'm going to be using a little bit of canola oil because it deals well with the high heat. And I'm getting low on my avocado oil, so I'm not using that. Okay. And I have this is self-rising flour because that's what I have. But you can use all-purpose flour, or for me, I'll use keto flour or whatever. Have a little bit of white pepper. That's it. I got a little bit of salt just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Let me get this stuff back over here. A beautiful assistant, if you can spray my trusty pan that I love, love, love. You can also do, because see, I'm going to tell you, sometimes I think I have put like a little bit of curry powder in my stuff. It depends on how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling froggy, So it really tastes good when you fry it up. In any case, so as I was saying, with my husband and my mother-in-law, because he only had my father, okay, as an in-law, as far as a parent, okay, because my mother passed away probably, 80, 82. I think it was 80, 86. So, he had a relationship with my mother, the two, like I said, yeah, we were really young. Anyhow, but I will tell you this, and it was not even anything that had been discussed. Like we had this conversation, okay, whatever we go through, we're not going to be running to the sister, the brother, the mother, the aunt, the this, that, and the other about our issues. We learned early on, unless I'm about to walk out the door and let the door hit me, okay, or if it's a situation where you're in danger or something like that and you need help, yeah, you go get your help wherever you need it from. But every little spat, every little argument, every little disagreement, every little thing that goes on in your relationship with that person should not be made public knowledge. You don't have to ask your neighbor. You don't have to bring anybody in it. I didn't have to say, hey, mother-in-law, you don't cross this line. I didn't have to do anything like that. What my husband did or did not do gave his mother the boundaries right there and there. And what I'm saying is this: he's the oldest in his family. Okay. He is the go-to person in his family. His mother adored him. Okay. But when he and when we got together, there was never a situation where she's in his ear. And you know why? Because he wasn't always in hers. When you do stuff like that, and I'm going to tell you, when you do stuff like that, you biased your family, because your family is team whoever. Very few people are objective enough to just right is right. It doesn't matter if it's family or not. It's about humanity. So if he's going over there, She made me mad. She didn't do this. She's not cooking. She's not cleaning. She doesn't do what you do, Mom. Because see, this is what Casey thinks about that. If that's what you want, you need to go back home to your mama. Because I'm going to do me. That's number one. But I'm not going to digress. I'm trying to be impartial. However, that wasn't the case. Because 9 times out of 10, unless you're going to really end it, you're going to figure it out. You're going to come back together. You're going to be friends. And now his sister, his brother, his mother got this opinion formed about me and his complaints. Okay. So that negativity is just looming around. So everything I do or say is always going to be on a negative connotation because he is an angelic little thing that never does anything according to his mom and his sister and his brothers or whatever. So
said this ain't the Hilton. If you want hotel service to make 2 wages, I feel
yeah, for real. So that's why I'm saying a lot of times people will run, and I know this. I know people, and I was very close to my mother, and when she was alive, and I did not do that. I just didn't do that. And my husband just didn't do that. Now, there are people that we know that every single thing that they haven't, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to chuck it up to a lack of maturity. And the reason why I say that is you're mature enough to have a physical or romantic relationship with this person, but then you want to go crying to your mama or your daddy when the going gets tough. You didn't invite them into the physical part, did you? Did you call her for that? No. You have to set those boundaries, whether they're spoken or unspoken. I don't know too many people that sit down and say, unless you just have what's that show where the mothers are overbearing that? Something about Mama's Boy, some kind of show. I love a Mama's Boy. It's on
Discovery Plus.
It's on Discovery Plus. I love a mom. These mothers are off the Richter freaking scale. Okay, the way that they behave with their sons and stuff, I don't know if they get a mate, I bless them. I'm not saying, the best thing is when you have a relationship with your in-laws that they're almost like your second parents. Okay. And a lot of times they may be the only parents. That is what I had. I could talk to my mother-in-law just like I could talk to my mother. She respected me as an entity, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as those things. She never, ever stepped to me in a way, oh, I need to tell you this. You need to do that. This is how he like. It wasn't ever. Okay. Never. Okay. Now I won't say that didn't happen with some of her other children, but see, that's the dynamic that they made up with her and their mates. Okay. And that's why we're here 40-ish years and some people aren't. Because the bottom line is your relationship is your relationship. Other people shouldn't tell you about the dynamics. As I said, if you're being hurt, wounded, whatever the case may be, and you need that kind of assistance, and it's about to be, I'm done, then yeah, you may need that help. Sometimes when you're really young, you do need some advice. But be mindful of the advice that you do get, because sometimes you got to look at somebody else's situation. How much advice can you really give me when, A, you may not have anybody and can't keep anybody? Okay, so you really don't know the dynamic. Everybody's perfect is different. I say your mate needs to respect you as that number one in their life. That does not mean that they can't love their parents or their sisters or their anybody, because I am here to tell you, the people that are sitting here telling you this, that, and the other, that will probably leave you by yourself, they got somebody. Your mama got your daddy, your sister got her boyfriend or her husband or whoever, and they're sitting here filling your mind full of stuff or being biased about someone they really truly don't know, because at the end of the day, when those doors are closed, whatever I project to the world may not be the whole picture. So in any relationship, it takes 2 to tango. And ain't nobody perfect. Okay, so if you think that your daughter, your son, your whatever is the perfect specimen, they may be perfect as your brother. They may be perfect as your son, but that doesn't mean they're a perfect spouse. Right. It doesn't mean that their wife or whomever is perfect too. You're not there. You're not subject to the dynamic. So those people need to put their big underwear on and run their relationship the way they see fit. Now, advice is fine. See, I don't give advice to anybody unless you ask me. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you how I see it. Just like I'm sitting here talking to y'all, we just are brainstorming. Have I ever said to you, oh, you got to live your life like Casey? I told you your perfect is your perfect. Whatever you're willing to deal with is your perfect until it ain't. But what I will tell you this, like with my children, I have made a very, very big effort not to step into the middle of certain things with their lives. Okay. Sometimes they think I'm just two hands off. One of them does, but it's not that. It is hard for a parent who is very, very close and cares about their kid not to want to see them fall, not to want to see them hurt, not to want to whatever. Okay. However, you have to realize grown-ups, you got to have a grown-up relationship with your children. Okay. Just like you have a relationship with them when you need to treat them like children. You got to let them step out that nest, and you got to let them feel those bruises, and you got to allow them to fly. You always want to have that support there for them, but you know what? You can't live their life for them. You cannot step in the middle of the muck, because the muck can get murky from the outside, and then they banded together against you as the in-law, as the person in the relationship. It is important that your mate supports you, especially if you're not wrong. If you're being ridiculous, then, hey, you want to have these conversations with you and with the in-laws. But if your in-laws are just being just overbearing, or they're just too Budinsky, or whatever the case may be, and that means sisters, brothers, whoever, your mate needs to side with what is right and not what is blood. Because blood makes you related, but blood does not build relationships. I'm just letting you know. You may have a closer relationship with that person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, go through those peaks and valleys with, than you do with your siblings and your parents, because it's a different dynamic, and it's supposed to be different. You are going deeper with that relationship than you are with anything else. You are giving every sense of everything of yourself to that relationship. You have to be as one, even when you're mad, even when they get on your nerves, even when you want to hang them in the closet, even when you want to kick them out the car and leave them like you want to, in the woods somewhere and just drive. You leave them out there for a little while and you come back, they still there. Otherwise, you look like you have pie on your face. Crying wolf all the time can get you one or two things. It'll get people desensitized to your issue and say, oh, she always complaining. Or it will have people in your business to the point that you can't even make decisions for yourself, and they feel obligated to judge and obligated to get in places they don't need to be, and obligated to step over that line. I'm just saying.
Said, and this is very true, that they don't have time to coddle. They said, I've learned not to give advice, and they're going to tell you the truth, and that's a true friend. Mm-hmm. Not somebody's going to tell you whatever you want to hear.
And I'm going to tell you, I will lose a friendship before I will lie to you about what I see. But I will not. Like I said, certain things, if I see infidelity in my face, I'm telling you. Now, you may not want to accept it. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to force it down your throat. Hey, this is what I saw. This is when I saw it. I'm going to have my receipts. You do with it as you will. That's a friend to me. A friend to me is not protecting me when possibly danger along the road. If somebody's doing something that risky, putting me at risk, being with other people, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm just here for you, emotionally, physically, and a lot of stuff, okay, and you don't tell me, and I end up with something that may take me out of here. You think I'm going to think you my friend? Me personally. Now, you have people that want to live that ostrich life. A lot of times I know people who have told close people to them things that will protect them, and then the people don't want to accept it and get mad at them. I'll deal with the madness because I can live in solace, knowing that I've done the right thing, and hopefully somewhere down the road, you'll see that I've done it in your best interest. Now, you have people that just want to tell you stuff because deep down they have envy, they have all these things, and sometimes misery wants company. I'm not that person either. Okay. I want you to try to figure out things for yourself. If somebody says to me, hey, Casey, what do you think I should do? I can't tell you what you should do. I can tell you what I do. And then you have to juggle all of these thoughts and use your critical thinking 3 brain cells and make a decision, because that's what grown-ups do. Grown-ups don't live in the world of indecisiveness. Okay. At some point, the buck got to stop somewhere. All righty, so we're gonna get over here. I'm gonna season these pork chops and get them on, and I'm gonna let y'all brew with that a little bit. I know a lot of people have had all kinds of dynamics, and it doesn't even have to be you're married to this person, somebody that you've in a long-term relationship with, somebody you're dating. You can see these signs exhibited before you even say I do. If you think it's gonna change, and let's say for instance, the mama's boy. If everything, let me ask my mom what she think. Let me call her this and blah, blah. Okay. Let's give mama a man or a partner so mama can be interested over there and leave us alone for a little bit so we can kind of work it out. Everybody has to learn their own ebb and flow. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. What do y'all think? I'm going to get up. I'm going to turn over here.
And Lone said, I see no point in lying. You'll always get found out. Facts.
Yeah, because you can't. I would tell you, when you tell one lie, you got to keep. First of all, you got to keep up. You got to keep up with them lies. See, that's the thing. See, I don't have the time nor the inclination to have to keep up with I'm a very creative person. Yes, I am. But you know what? I'm not trying to have to keep with all that stuff. I got too many things going on. 3 brain cells. I'm just saying. Okay, and I may repeat something. So, yeah.
Don't forget you told them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you don't tell me something that, like, say, if you've done something you're not supposed to do, please don't involve me in it. Because I'm not going to sit here and, I'm not.
You tell me you shouldn't lie because why get in trouble for the same thing twice?
Exactly. Okay, so let me get my meat and this stuff over here. I'm going to put my foil on here, cover this up.
So question, do you take a different approach as an in-law that you took with, your in-laws?
Did I take a different approach?
Yeah. Or what's your thought process being an in-law versus having them?
Okay, well, like I said, I try to allow, but provide a sense of support if I can. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the relationship and the people. So your children, you have some of your children that may need more hands-on intervention because they bring that to you. And then you have some that they over there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to say, so how are you and so-and-so doing? I ain't going to do that. I am not going to do that. Okay? If I got to put a foot on my emotions, I'm not going to do that. It's not disinterest. It's allowing you to be able to go out there, experience, and go through these things. Because if you choose to be with somebody, you need to understand it takes a whole lot of human feeling. Okay? It takes a lot. It ain't easy. It's constant work. You don't just say, got it done. It don't work like that. I will sometimes tell you, hey, if you come to me, you ask me something, and even though, hey, it took me 20 years to do it, I don't want you to be 20 years later doing that. Because this is why I do this show. I'm giving you the benefit of what I've experienced, what I've learned, what I've heard about, things like that. You take the information the way you want to take it, apply it the way you want to, and put it into your own little epitaph and exact it and get the results. Okay, let me get this over here. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you like this. Yeah, I can't subscribe to trying to tell people what to do, but I'm going to tell you what not to do. Okay, how about that? Okay, these things are huge, and they're nice, and they're just, I know all of the, whatever the little fibers and stuff have been all broken down. Yeah, because, They have had that dry brine, and the dry brine is nothing but the ADOS meat tenderizer, because that's what I use. And let me just put these sides up here because I'm trying not to make a mess. Let me get rid of this. Put that over here. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands because I just touched this and it's just, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, hey, you're the daughter. What do you think?
Oh, what about having it or being?
No, about my position as far as in-law or whatever.
I appreciate the fact that you let us figure things out on our own. Like, it's a process, because I've never had to like try to figure these things out like this in this way before. So you giving us the space to kind of navigate really does help a lot. And it allows us the opportunity to have that experience so we know how to navigate in the future when we come and we have issues that arise.
And I also appreciate that open door policy that you have, where you basically like allow, like not necessarily allow, but give us the opportunity to come to you if we do have any issues, or if there's something that we feel like we need to address, we can come to you and speak on that.
And you take an unbiased approach to it. I appreciate that too. Like, you don't just say, well, that's my daughter, so like, you definitely look at it. If I'm wrong, you'll tell me I'm wrong, even if I don't want to hear it.
Hey, that wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right.
In the moment, but I appreciate it in the long term.
I get a lot of that. My older daughter told me, I think you like him better than you like me. No, it's not that kind of party. That's the daughter you haven't seen. She was on one of my very first lives. Yeah, she says that to be like, oh, you like him better? No, but when you're right, you're right. And when you're wrong, and I'm going to call you on it. And that's just it. Okay? You asked. Now, if you don't ask me, if you ask me to. Yeah. So I'm heating up. I put it on an 8. I'm heating up my skillet. That was sprayed. Beautiful Assistant sprayed. So once it heats up, I'm going to get this oil in there. I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to let it heat up. Matter of fact, let me turn this off, y'all. Because I just realized I need to season this and it'll get hotter before I can get this stuff in the pan. So, of course, I'm going to start with my all-purpose seasoning and get that on the meat. I'm going to do my meat. I'm going to try to be careful so I don't make a big mess. And,
Okay, so Lone said, when I made the decision to go no contact, I knew it was real because I asked myself, what if my man leaves over this? Then a voice inside said, I can't worry about that because I need peace.
Right. And if it's that, like I said, I don't know what the situation is, Lone, but if it's crucial enough for you to do something like that, then maybe this could be a brief separation, but this brief separation can kind of turn the spotlight on that there is an issue, and maybe you guys can come together and talk about it.
Yeah, it gives
you know what I'm saying?
To give yourself some clarity on things and to put things in perspective, and allow all the people involved to kind of realize, like, sometimes you have to change the dynamic of what's going on for people to really understand, okay, this is really a problem.
But sometimes I'm sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
No, sometimes, I often say, when you're sitting up hating on people, a lot of times they don't even realize you mad.
Right.
They don't realize they're so self-involved or not as sensitized to, hey, and like you said, if you were a person that just kind of took it and hoped that it would get better, and you never physically see, I'm an in-your-face kind of person. And can't y'all tell?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm an in-your-face kind of person. But a lot of people are, and sometimes you think to yourself, if they could, I know they have to see that this is affecting me. Sometimes people don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe this break of connection or communication can help foster a new sense of communication, because since your husband is still having a connection, then maybe they'll say to him, okay, what's up? What's going on? And maybe you can have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't know that they're sticking you with that piece of that little pin in your side. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that too. But I like the fact that although you had to do what you had to do for your sanity, and I put some onion powder on here, guys, and some black pepper. Now I'm going to do a little bit of white pepper. You had to do what you had to do for your sanity, and your husband respected that. You know what I'm saying? And and you respect the fact that he still needs to have contact with his family. Okay, so I'm going to put a little garlic powder on here. Really simple ingredients, y'all. And like I said, you can do the same thing with some chicken. I'm going to do a little bit of my sazon that I put in my shaker because it makes it easier for me to get it all up in there. It's important to season your meat as well as your flour or whatever your coating is going to be. That's important. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of the low sodium Lowry's. And the reason why I like this, the Lowry has a little bit of celery flavoring in it. And then I'm going to hit it with a little heat, a little bit of this cayenne pepper. I won't put cayenne pepper in the flour because it'll just make it way too hot. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of that in there, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. My mind is saying, hit some turmeric, put some curry. My mind is saying to curry it up. I'm telling you, y'all don't believe me. Yeah. It's not like having curry chicken or whatever. It just, okay. I'll do it next time. I'm not.
And see, and this is what I was implying. Oh, okay. Well, they wrote two different things. So, Lone said I shared my fear with him. He told me that I am not getting rid of him. Aww. So you have a good supportive spouse. That's beautiful. You do. Yes, that's what we want to see. And then the other thing she said, oftentimes in life you don't understand that you're doing something wrong until it's pointed out.
Exactly.
And that's what I was saying.
And that's what I was saying. If your in-laws are doing something that is injuring you in some way or making you not happy, maybe they don't know.
Right.
Maybe they don't know. So maybe you want to give it a little time to cool off. Give them a little time to get some perspective and say, hey, we're not seeing her or she's not communicating and why. And when that question is posed, then maybe you guys can get together and just, maybe want to write a letter. You're an excellent writer. That's a good thing, okay? Writing is good. You might want to write out your feelings and let them read it. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. But like I said, it's been my experience. I've seen a lot of different dynamics. I've seen relationships torn apart because the party that is the in-law, okay, is not capitulating with the partner's family. They don't fit in, and a lot of times when people don't feel welcome, they tend to retract. But see, again, this is me. You gonna love me or not, but you gotta respect me. I'm gonna always be respectful to people, and like I said. With my husband's family, it took getting used to. I'm not going to say it took getting used to. His mother was always like the sweetest thing. Well, I'm telling you, some of his aunts and stuff, I didn't think they liked me at first because they was kind of mean. But they're the sweetest things, what they are, they really are, and I just didn't let it bother me.
Shalom said, my mother told me to never put anything in writing. No evidence.
Hey, if it's not written, it didn't happen, huh?
Right.
Okay, I'm putting, like I said, I'm doing the same seasonings on the opposite side because you always want to season each side. So you know what I put on the first side? I'm doing the same thing on the second side. And yeah, that's absolutely right, Lone. If it's not written, it didn't happen. I'm just being real. Your mama's right. She is absolutely right. So and because I think your husband understands probably both sides of the dynamic. And he's trying to be Switzerland at this point. I don't think that, and maybe he's even hoping that the issue can be resolved. Just with a little space and time. So that could be that too.
I mean, time does offer an opportunity for reflection.
Yeah, sure. But like I said, first you got to know there's an issue. Because if they're oblivious to the issue, and yeah, that could be an issue in itself, you know. So I tell you, I would use them writing skills if I were you, Lone. Because you do. Delete it. You have. Hey, what you say? Oh, she said delete it. Okay. Hey, well.
At least you know when you delete it. Burn it.
Well, you know what? Some things you don't want to delete. Some things you want to leave so people can reflect and remember. Okay. I'm going to be totally honest. Hey, you remember when I sent you that? That still stands. You know, that type of thing. So now that I have everything, all of these chops nicely seasoned, I'm going to take my flour and I'm going to put some of the seasonings in here. Oh, I didn't see. I forgot to put a little bit of cayenne on the back of here, and just a little. Okay, just like that. Because I'm not trying to make it too spicy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do the same seasonings in my flour. So I put my onion powder. I'm going to put some Casey's Blessing in here. Okay. And I do that to get it out quick because I hate all that shaking to get some of it. And this bottle can handle it. And so I'm going to do a little bit of the white pepper. And some of my Sazon. Let me get that in there. And I'm going to do my Lowry's. And some garlic powder. And a little bit of black pepper. And what I'm also going to do is just one little pinch of salt. Just to make sure to give that extra flavor. But first I'm going to put some of this paprika in it. I'm going to go not too hard with the paprika because this is going to be a slow cooking. I don't want it to over brown, but I do want it to be able to have enough paprika in it to give it that little golden kiss. All right, so I'm going to take a pinch of this, a pinch, not even my pinches for my herbs. I'm just literally going to go like this, just sprinkle, a little sprinkle. That's what we call it. Just a little sprinkle in here. So let me close this up. Now, at this point, people may use like an egg wash or dip it in and double. I don't do all of that. I've told you guys when I fry stuff, I like to keep the integrity of the meat. I like the crisp of the crust. I like the flavoring, but I do not want my crust to be the main event. Okay, I think I need a little bit more seasoning in here because this is going to look too good. I need it to look a certain way. I'm just put a little bit more in Casey's Blessing in there. And a little bit more of this paprika because it flowers look a little bit too pale for me. Okay. And let me get this in here. And I'm going to just close it up and I'm going to shake it up nicely so it can get evenly distributed because I need it to, just slightly change colors. So you really can't tell much because it still looks white, but it's a little bit darker. I don't want it to be too dark because, like I said, when I'm frying, it'll get overly brown on the outside and it will be done on the inside. And these things are about this thick, probably about 2 inches? Yeah, about 2 inches. Which was not deliberate. I wanted something that wasn't paper thin, but I did not want to have it this because usually I will take these and I will cook them on top of the stove like a steak, or I will have my husband grill them, something like that. But we're going to do this. So let me get a paper plate. Because normally what I would do is, I forgot to have beautiful assistant get my rack. I still need my rack.
What rack?
Excuse me. The pepper. Every time I use that white pepper, it makes me sneeze. The rack that I use to drain chicken and stuff.
Said, did you add cumin?
I didn't because if I did that, then I'd want to add the other stuff. I'm trying I'm trying to be straight up Southern this time alone. Cause see, you know what? Southern people just use salt and pepper. They may throw some Lowry's in there, whatever. I'm trying to appease my husband and bring him back to nostalgia. However, cumin is delicious, especially on pork. And I'm telling you, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put some in the flour. Don't tell anybody.
Even though you already
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. It's just between. Watch. Okay. I'm gonna have to go there alone.
Is it this one?
You know, the big, that big one on, because that keeps it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that one, but I need it on the, on the cookie sheet. Okay, while she prepares that long, y'all can't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. Okay.
So we're gonna redact the last few statements.
Yes, because loan is instigating. Okay.
Go do the Men in Black, just like click.
Okay, where is it? See, if I can't find it, I can put it up here. They probably got it real high where I can't reach it.
Let's get on.
Okay, that's the nut. Where is it? Out.
Sorry.
Okay, she's taking my foot with her. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, here it is. I have so many different types of seasoning, so I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of loan. Okay, I'm gonna hit it with this. And just a little sprinkle in the flour, just a little. Not a lot, just a little. But they'll be, what is this? What's going on? You know how people all get used to stuff. And I'm going to do it. Where's my curry? Do you know?
No, I don't know where it is. We haven't used it in a while.
I haven't used it in a while. It probably is on the second shelf.
Because we don't use it that often, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then
organic curry. I'm going to do a little bit. We're going to take it to another level. Y'all don't have to do this. This is me and Lone's creation. I just put a little, like a quarter teaspoon in the flour. Okay. Ooh, yes. Now, like I said, so we put this in the flour. Okay, so let me get over here, and I'm going to do the pan. I'm going to turn the skillet on so I can heat up the cooking spray. And then I'll put the oil in it because I like to heat up my spray first. And then I put my oil in and let that heat. And then I'll get the chops on. Because the first thing is you want to hit it high. You want to brown it. And once you brown it, then you're going to let it steam through. And you flip a couple of times while it's steaming through. So it can cook through and through because this is really, really thick. Okay? But like I said, for me, my experience with and I usually put a piece of foil on there on the bottom. That. My experience with my in-laws was pleasant. I'm gonna tell you, my father was a trip. My father was a man of few words. Okay, it took him about 20 years before he even said my husband's name correct, and that wasn't because he couldn't. It's just he just wanted to be. He wanted to be facetious, but I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, my husband was the favorite. My husband, let me turn this down. My husband was the favorite. He thought he was the best ever. And I'm going to put this oil in here, and I'm going to put enough oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. I'm not going to have a lot of oil because I'm just pan frying. So let me just get that in there. So probably about a cup of oil in here. And I'm going to let that heat up. Let me put this on here. And he just thought that my husband was everything. He really did. I guess he had to see if he was going to stick around. That's what he had to do before he invested his emotions. So I will tell you, my husband was very good because my father wasn't all that nice. He wasn't mean, but he wasn't, hey, buddy, this is my son type thing until much later in the dynamic. Yeah, for real. So I will say that. My mother, on the other hand, when she was alive, she loved him to death. But my mother loved everybody. My mother gave everybody a fair shake. That is what she did. She was a lovely person. And, anybody who had her as a mother-in-law, they were pretty lucky. But I will stand by what I said. And I'm going to put this one pork chop in here. I think I'm going to put two. I think two will fit in this skillet. And I'm going to coat them. Okay, let me rinse my hand off. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna coat them. Let me rinse my hand off. So, does anybody else have any in-law stories or any input about this or any feelings about this other than me alone?
Let's wait a moment, see if we...
Yeah, I'm going to give it a moment because I was told that there's a delay from what I see on my computer and what you guys send and all that good stuff like that here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down. I turned this down to a 4. And I'm coating my pork chop. And I want to get it fully coated and let it sit on this paper plate. And I think I'm going to do 2. They're so big. They are as big as the plates. And I'm going to cover it. And like I said, you can do chicken the same way. You can do a lamb chop, because I think that's going to be my next quest, to fry a lamb chop. Why not? Let me get this out here. And I just wanted to kind of let the air hit it so it can be fully coated. Because like I said, I'm not doing that dipping into the, into egg and stuff like that and having all that coating on there. So let's see how it turns out for us. Okay, that's nicely coated. And I smell all the aromatics, which is a lovely thing. Want to have enough oil in here because these things are so thick. They probably will just sop that oil right up. Okay. And that's nicely coated. And I did have to use a whole extra plate because these things are huge. Let me rinse my hand off because I have this flour here. Anybody respond?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Are we still live? Because I have to look at that too. We may be talking to ourselves.
No,
That happened this morning. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you're still with me, because I'm here to tell you. Yeah. After this morning, I'm sitting here just going and talking and yum, and nobody was there but me.
Got a thumbs up from the comment king.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I guess
let us know that you're there.
Yeah, exactly. Let me know that you're there. I'm going to put this in the garbage because you know that I have to.
So puts the hand up.
Excuse me?
So Lone put the hand up. Saying,
okay, Lone. I just want to make sure because, like I said this morning, I was talking, thinking that I had an audience and everybody was gone. So I took the other 2 and I put them in the bag, and I'm going to shake them up in preparation. Because I can probably only get 2 in here. I really don't think I'm gonna get more than 2 in at a time. That's what I'm thinking. I may be wrong, but they're so big. I had no idea when they came from the store. By the time they came from the store, it was like 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I had ordered other pork chops because I had ordered just the boneless center cuts, so the little medallions, which were a little thick, but they weren't this thick. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Yes?
She said, Lone said, I said a mouthful, but it's delayed. Hold on, let me go back and see what we got here.
It's a little delayed somehow. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm going to set my responses to be a little bit faster. I set them slower, so that may be what's happening on that end. But, you can set up different speeds. So let's see.
Okay, so the last one that I see after the human question, she said, I was not surprised by some of the actions of the last week. I signed them out of my streaming services. They could not understand why.
Oh, wow.
Like, really? My husband told them we're saving money to avoid the...
Oh. Okay, that's the nice thing, but
he's trying to vote.
He is trying to referee or troubleshoot. Oh. Lone, I'm telling you. You need to let them know how you feel. We really do. And if you don't want to do it...
Actions have consequences. She said, my pocketbook is closed. And then she said, I don't see any Tony Shasheri in that cupboard.
Okay, I don't see that.
Right under where it says my pocketbook is closed. That might be before my time or something that I don't know.
Oh, in the cupboard. Okay, I got you. I know what you're talking about, Tony. I know what it is.
That must be something beyond me.
Yes, I know what it is. Yes, I hear you.
And then she said, honestly, Casey, this is not the relationship I wanted. I tried really hard, but between some life changes and bereavement, I have had to reassess life.
Right.
And you know what? You should do what's comfortable.
You got to do what gives you a sense of comfortability. You really do. I'm not going to push you. But like I said, I hope one day, you are able to express, whatever it is that, is bothering you or whatever with that relationship, Hey, you may not mend it, but at least people will be aware.
Right.
Okay, let me check my oil.
You're not here to get doormat for anybody.
Exactly. And like I said, obviously, when it's all said and done, it must be some truth to your feeling because your husband would not be supporting you. So you can rest in the knowledge of that. Okay.
Quick question. My question.
Yes.
Where are the children's food? Because
Yeah.
Can I pick up meat?
Well, yes. Going yeah.
What should I get?
What they asked for.
Okay.
Oh, she's talking menus for the children, as usual. Okay.
Sorry.
So that's what we're doing. Behind the scenes menus for the children. So this is, I think that's ready. I'm going to do my little water test. I'm going to turn it up because I know when I put this big pork chop in there, it really needs to do one. This skillet is not big enough. This thing is so huge. It is so huge. Let me turn this around.
Yeah, that's some big gigantic.
These are like a tomahawk steak type huge. Okay, so let's get this one in here and see what happens. Because if it's not hot enough, what's going to happen is it's going to take this coating off.
That's not hot enough.
Yeah, I can only get 2 in here. I'm taking it up to a medium. But see, it's not really that hot. Because see, just that one's not really sizzling that much. I'm going to have to be really mindful with this because it's not hot enough. And I don't want to cook, I want it to brown so I can flip it and then I can kind of steam it through. But it needs to be a little hotter. I would have made it a little bit hotter, so I'm going to turn it up. And I'm just going to let it cook on that side. Let me rinse my hands. And I'm going to take the other pork chops out and I'm going to put them on the plate so the air can hit them and kind of help that coating kind of sit. Let me get my screen on top of here. Just like that. Yeah, I like, and I think right now you sound to me, Lone, like this is new for you and, there's a little pain behind it. So when you're ready, you will do what you know is right for you, for everyone who's involved, and that's just it. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horn and you have to do what's going to be good for you emotionally. Because, I'm just feeling like you haven't been taking care of yourself as much as you've been taking care of others.
Mm-hmm. And that grows thin real quick.
Yeah, and sometimes you would think it would go thin real quick, but I identify with her. I'm one of them people, it takes me a while to start conferencing around to me. And like I said, as you said, getting older, ooh, what happened?
What now?
Okay. Oh, girl, if you listen, woman, you are the sweetest somebody ever. This lady, you know what? Lone, thank you so much, sweetie. Really, but I appreciate you so much. And yes, exactly. See, the youngin' don't know nothing about Tony's, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Wow, and thank you. You said Southern House. My butt to the youngsters. It's an all. There you go. Exactly, and that's what I'm hoping. Casey's blessing will be when I can finally get it out there. All purpose for everything. Thank you, Lone. You know what? Oh, girl, you everything. Thank you. I do want you to feel better. you know, and you're gonna do whatever I want you to do, whatever it takes in order for you to get there. I'm telling you, we have to stick together. Okay, yes, we are. Okay, let me get this in here. The next one, and this one here.
Teresa
like
just
that.
stopped in and said, good evening.
Who?
Teresa.
Hey, sis. See, there's an in-law right there. That's an in-law that's like a sister. Okay? That right there. That's the in-law. We had an argument with her significant other because I had to tell him, don't be telling me what she is to me. He gonna tell me that that's your in-law. That's not your sister. That is whatever I say she is. That's whatever I say she is. Okay? That's what she is. Okay. If I say it, so it is, you know, but you know, hey, I can be in my world, yes I can. And like I said, I'm very blessed. I am very, very blessed. I am so blessed. I really am. And I will say I really chuck it up to the very beginnings of the relationship and my husband being who he is, really, because it takes that too. It really does. Having that support, like what your husband is giving you, that it makes a difference. And I'm not saying all in-laws are bad because I'm an in-law. And I try to be fair and just, but I don't let it get it twisted. If somebody do something to my child, it's going to be a whole nother dynamic. I get dangerous. I may just burn something and give that to them to eat instead. How about that? But yeah. But I'm going to tell you like this. Boundaries. That's all I'm going to say. Boundaries, okay? I mean, pretty much you're doing everything. You and your partner are united. Everything that I was going to say is what you're already doing. I don't see anything that you're not doing. You know, like I said, you communicate on your own time if that's what you want to do. Because just because, I'm going to say it like this, you don't have to harbor ill feelings, but that doesn't mean that you have to engage. Because there are people that I just, you know, I don't rock with because, you know, just the space is negative and I can't do that anymore. I really can't do that negative thing, you know. So yes, if something were to happen, you know, detrimental, whatever, you know, the humanity in me is going to put me there if I need it. I'm not going to put myself in that situation unnecessarily. Like I said, communicating when you're ready is very important because you need to let people know when they step on your toe, ouch. Okay. But if that hasn't been the dichotomy throughout that relationship, you know, that may be something new that you're going to have to, you know, ease into if you so choose, you know. And a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you, especially when, like, so my husband and I, you know, Southern background. So, you know, we don't have a whole lot of differences when it comes to our raising our, well, you know, it's just like we kind of like on the same level and we're not that many years apart. So that's what I like because if I hum a song, he can hum with me, you know, so it's a lot of different things. But a lot of times you may have a cultural difference. You may have age differences, you know, the way that you are brought up. That can play a big part in embracing those things about each other and in each other's families. And some families are like, hey, I'm stuck like this and mine's is the best. And I don't know about y'all over there type thing. So everybody has to be in a position where they are pliable. You know, it's like family gatherings and stuff like that. I'm like this. If you don't like Southern food, bring a dish.
Right.
That's how you do that. You know, so I think Lone is saying something.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a nice fork. If I can find one. Okay, fork, because I want to check. I'm smelling this because the heat is up now. And so I'm going to turn this. And Lone was saying what?
He's reading it for you.
Okay. Yeah. There are 3 rules to life in my eyes. 1, share what you can spare. 2, teach what you know. And 3, always remember your humanity.
There you go.
Even when it hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I turned over the pork chops, the first turn. Like I said, these pans It gets a little bit more heat on one side. You know, this pan has been through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. Yeah. And I'm gonna keep using it until it's like when the party's over. I think I'm gonna have to buy another one. So it's nice and brown. The fire is where it needs to be. I am turning it down just a little bit because it's gotten hot. So I did flip it that first time. And yeah, that kept my little crust going on there. That's nice and brown.
So it's a lot of temperature.
Right, it's temperature, especially when you're doing these thick stuff like this. I'm gonna tell you, these thick ones like here are designed for baking or grilling or not putting any coating on it, you know, and just kind of putting that seasoning on it, maybe blackening or whatever, or pan frying without anything on it. I'm taking it to the limit, and I'm doing it this way. Because that's what I got to work with. So that's where I'm at. And I'm going to watch it. But I did turn it down. I had it up to 7 so I could bring that oil up to a good temperature. I'm not putting a top on this yet. I won't put a top on this until I flip it. It's nice and crisp on that side. Then I will put my top on it and I will let it kind of seep through. Okay. Lomanda said, at the Cosmic King, I can't own it. I heard it from an apocalypse story. So I don't know what you. Okay, I truly agree with those rules. Okay, see, you got to read it again. Read it again because I didn't hear all of that. I'm missing stuff.
No, the rules that I just said.
Okay. Oh yeah, the rules. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You said you can't say you made that up. You heard it from the apocalypse story. Okay, you're too funny. What you say? Sing it, take it to the limit. Listen, I am not doing Shaka Khan tonight. I am not doing Shaka Khan tonight. No, I'm not.
Sing a whole nother
We were.
Not Shaka Khan. So the take it to the limit you talking about is not the one we talking about.
Okay.
Which one she talking about?
I don't know. Oh, she says sing it, take it to the limit. I know. I think I know what she's talking about. I don't know.
Is that still Shaka Khan?
No, that one right there was through the fire because I was talking about my pork chops.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah. Let me see.
You remember you taught me that song so I could sing it at talent show?
What?
Through the fire?
I probably did. I'm sure. Listen, I taught them. She's saying I taught them listen, I used to have these kids out here singing all kinds of stuff. I even had her. What was it? A music class? And you need to get an A? Yeah, she was in elementary. Middle school. And so what we did was we wrote a song. Well, I wrote the song, but I wrote the song and we went, my sister Pam has a friend that has a recording studio. And we went in there, myself, my beautiful assistant and my older daughter, and my older daughter was in high school then. And we did late tracks and we sang that song and she took, and at that time was a cassette tape. And she took it to school, and she got A.
Hey,
yeah, she did.
A plus at that.
She sure did, and the song was pretty cool too. They were mad at me because I'm a taskmaster when I'm in the studio. That's just that. What do you say? You can't. You need some water. You don't need. Keep singing. Keep so like.
Yeah, we was in there for hours.
We was in there for hours. I'm not gonna even lie. We were in there for a long time. Let me check this beat, y'all.
But it was nice though.
It was nice.
And that's what it's all about.
It was nice. The lyrics was nice. Yeah, it was a nice little song. It really was. And I think it was impressive to the teacher that this kid comes here with a whole original song that sounds like it can be ready. It could be ready for the world to hear. Because it was nice. It was a good song. And no, I'm not singing it. So. Don't even get to the edge of your seat.
Why y'all here tempting the audience?
Okay, I'm not doing it. But I will tell you this, and it puts me in the mind of, a lot of times, like this in-law stuff, sometimes you will go to other people to find out, to try to understand what's going on in your own house. Yes, exactly. She's singing exactly. Don't ask my friends I hang around. Hey, take care of your business in the house. Yes, that's my motto. Let's see what's going on. What's going on with you? Okay, lovely. Both sides are brown. So now I'm flipping again. These things are thick as I don't know what. I'm flipping it, but they're tender. Every time I put that fork in there, they are so tender. Do they smell good? I can't tell. They smell good. So now they're brown on both sides, golden on both sides. I'm going to bring this over to you really quickly. I hope you can see, because when I remove it from the stove, it's going to turn it off. So I got to do it real quick. Okay. You see the brown, that's what you want on both sides. And now, let me put it back. Okay, don't go off. Okay, I'm on 5. Now I'm going to take my top and I'm going to put it on here and kind of steam it through. Okay?
Oh, and side note, I finally thought about what this lovely drink tastes like to me.
Okay.
It reminds me of the sour apple Jolly Rancher.
Oh, so she said, so should we call it the
sour
apple, no, I can't get the words out. Jolly Rancher sour apple teeny.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a lot. Yeah, mock-teeny, because it's a mock. But it's good. I like it.
It's delicious.
It really is good. I hope my tongue doesn't turn green. Yeah. But yeah, it's really tasty, really delicious. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
To make such delicious drinks.
Yes, to pair with these delicious meals we get.
Oh, the topic for next week. Oh, you just going? Oh, what are you trying to get a job here? Okay. Age gaps in a relationship. You're in. I am easy come kind of person, but I don't understand huge age. Mm-hmm. But if you're a girl, you know what? What you trying to do? You trying to get me kicked off? Are you trying to get me kicked off? See, yeah, no, these are really good. Listen, you have made it easy for my life the last 2 weeks. Okay, when the company expands, I'm just gonna have to hire you. And see, I'm gonna do you that solid. You know why? Because you are in there. I love family participation. These topics are really, really pertinent.
And
you know,
they
really do hit home. And I could just keep doing this forever. I got information on all that stuff, and I have opinion. Oh, I have plenty of opinions. You say you're trying to get the algorithm going. Well, what you can do is tell somebody. I know you're in a whole different time zone, Lone. I know. I'm like, man, you don't understand how much I appreciate you. I really do.
Teresa asked Lone if they had any issues sending money. Like, were there any complications, technical issues, or anything like that? Is it difficult?
I don't think she can hear. I don't think. She's trying to read what my sister-in-law is saying.
Teresa asked Lone if she had any complications with sending money to you.
Oh, she said, so she can hear you.
Okay.
She said no, she did not have any issues. Okay. Well, Lone, let me tell you something, girl. You about to get me to my first YouTube paycheck with just you alone. But I'm saying what you guys can do is tell somebody. Hey, I don't know if they have a whole lot of cooking shows that go around giving you this mama information. However, okay, I think that is relevant. I think that it's a very relaxed, arena to do it. You know what I'm saying? And hey, I'm going to keep doing it if it's to 10 or to 20. But you're right. What you trying to make, she's trying to make me let me see. Philipina Donahue Phyllis Donahue or Jaria. No, the topics are really relevant. They really are. I really do appreciate them. I tell you, I have so many topics, and yours are coming in, and I like involvement of my audience, of my family, and I really do appreciate it because they're good. They really are good. And yeah, this one was a good one. This inspired me. This brought back memories about my mother-in-law with her sweet little self. And I could just hear her voice and yeah, taste that good food. So yes. Yes, you remember her, Sally Jesse Rapp. I used to love her. Is she still living? I wonder. I used to love. Listen, I was all in her show. You know, let me stop dating myself long. Stop. Okay, I already told y'all I'm 26. I don't know anything about these. Sally Jesse Raphael was that was the era of the talk show. Phil Donahue was, I think, the first talk show like that. Did Sally? Is it like a mouthwatering kind of, sort of. But Phil Donahue, he touched on the, topics that people didn't really talk about. You said I've always wanted her to get. Oh yeah.
A PlayStation.
She used to give away prizes too. Child, I'm probably still on the waiting list, and the show, because I mean, a lot of these shows started off in New York, or they did come to New York, and so you would call, get tickets. I think you would call in for tickets or something like that. Oh, she is
Sally. Who's
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Oh, her first name is Sally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say, I see Jesse.
Well, her middle name. I really loved her. I'm gonna be totally honest. I thought Dr. Ruth was kind of interesting. She was her little self. All of these people were very prolific during that time, because you go from basically everything being so censored, or things being not in your face. And it's like when they allowed them to start saying the B word, I think it was in Dallas or Dynasty on television, it's like it just went, they just like open up the floodgates, everything, so it's like, yeah. So a lot of the topics, that was the thing of the talk show, and Phil Donahue was it. I was right there watching him. I sure did. I watched it all. Even, do you remember Ricky Lake's show? She came a little bit later. Okay, I was a young woman when Ricky Lake had her show. Huh?
You said you were like 90s?
That was Ricky Lake was the 90s. Yeah, Ricky Lake was the like.
I remember that.
What'd you say? You shot JR? Yes. Yeah. Listen, honey, let me tell you. That's why I sit and laugh when people are like, there's a commercial. That's all we ever saw. If you saw an hour-long show, it actually was a half an hour, because it was a 30 minutes worth of commercials. And we sat there with a bated breath waiting for the next scene and the next week for it to happen. And all of a sudden, we got spoiled during COVID. I'm telling you, because I'll be totally honest. I don't really watch mainstream TV anymore. I do a lot of, when I do watch, I robo watch, because I'm so busy. So when I get a little bit of downtime and the television is not watching me, I pick and choose what I want to watch, and I just robo watch it and kind of get caught up. So yeah, a mainstream television, I really don't watch a whole lot of it, and then of course I look at YouTube for just for statistics and study to kind of see what's going out there. So I'm still kind of in the loop. I don't just watch just for entertainment. I mean, there's some people that I do like, and I will listen to. I do a whole lot of listening because I'm forever working, which I'm trying to get a life with that one, Lone. I'm just trying to I want to be you, Lone. I want to be self-employed. That's what I want to be. I want to be able to do this full time, and I really realize that. And so that is what I'm working my way to, one little show at a time. Yes. I am force feeding consistent lives into people. People don't do lives like this, twice a day or whatever, unless you're selling something or whatever, like a QVC type thing. People do lives occasionally. There is a lady that cooks, and I can't remember what her name is. She does a live a week, I think, or every 2 weeks or something. So it's occasional. But I like this dynamic. I really do. And if I had not been so timid to be in front of all these people, and I don't even think of that like that, because you guys come all the time and you support me. I just focus on you guys. I don't realize in my mind that other people can see this. and they're trying to kind of push lives into a different dynamic. And I'm doing it. I love doing it. I will continue doing my long form, and I keep saying that, but tomorrow I am going to make one. I'm going to make another dish. I think some of the dishes that I've made in the lives, I'm just going to make some long form videos of those dishes, because everybody doesn't want to sit here and listen to me. I got a whole nother audience over there just wanting to see me cook, but I don't just cook. I have to get the perky on. Yes, I do. And then I think that'll drive some people over here, because I have community here and I have viewership there. So I'm just trying to put the two together and figure it all out. And yes, ma'am, figuring out the algorithm is a challenge, because with this being a quote unquote cooking show, but it is also a relationship, I guess, advice tip or dynamic. How do you market that? How do you make the AI or the algorithm understand she's doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that? And
keywords.
I don't even think I've tried the keywords. I've tried just come on over here and check it out. So I think I'm going to do a lot of probably shorts advertising what's happening on this side, because I think people will enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun for me. I really do. And I really appreciate you guys. I really do. Guys, I'm just going to shout Lone out. Lone is in another time zone. Okay. And she comes here and she participates and she just makes it all worthwhile for me. Really, and all of you do. So I appreciate you. I do. Yep. Sally is 90 years old. Wow. Hey, I want to be there. I say 115, I'll be ready. Okay. Yeah, I know the shorts do really well. You guys, did you watch the short with Beautiful Assistant? If you did, you need to go watch it. Go on my channel, right? I have one of Beautiful Assistant. What was it? It was last week. What was it, the food that you had? Oh, it was the lamb stew. Watch it. It is so funny. I had to take that little piece because that lamb stew had her singing. Yes, go watch it, guys. It is too funny. Go to the channel, pick shorts, and it's the newest short there. Funny. Let me go over here and check this food. Okay, so what you want to do now, the top that's on it is steaming through. Of course, because it's steaming, your crust has gotten soft. Not to worry. This is what you want, because you're going to flip again, and you're going to flip until this meat gets ready. So my crust is a little soft, not to worry. I'm going to check my crust on the other side. I'm going to flip. Oh, this is the beautiful thing to see. And I am telling you, every time I put this fork in here, it's so nice and tender. So I'm going to put the top back on it, steam it a little more. And normally, like I said, you wouldn't have to do all this because you won't have pork chops that literally, if it didn't have a bone in it, I would just slice them in half. And they still would be an inch thick. They really...
Are you going to cook all four, or are you going to cut it up?
Well, what I will do, just for time's sake, I will probably cook these two, and then I'll plate them up, and they're so big, they're sitting like, we can't eat it all. They are... They're humongous. So when these get done, I'll finish up, after the fact with these two. But everybody can get a taste of the whole meal. Right. And we will cut it up. That's a good suggestion, beautiful sister. Because do they have 24-inch skillets?
I don't know.
I don't think they do, because first of all, skillets have to be able to fit on your stove's eyes. Okay, my eye is pretty big because I have an eye on here that is for a 12-inch skillet. Shoot, I need a 24-inch skillet, y'all. That's what I need. Because, yeah. Boy, I feel so fancy. Huh. This is really good. I am telling you. And she's right. And my favorite now and laters, when I used to eat them, were the sour apple ones.
Aha,
and the Jolly Ranchers were the sour apple ones. What you said? My sister said she never seen. I never did either. Okay, don't get me. You know, it's the pork chops on steroids. I've never seen a pork chop double. I've seen them actually bigger. You said reach out to at Mama Sherry and see if you can do a collab. Okay, she's an American living in the UK. Let me write that down. Of course, I don't have a pen. That's okay, because just put it there. Lone, send that to my email. Okay. She's an American living in the UK. She cooks and teaches people to use what they exactly, and that's what I'm about. Use what you got. You always got a meal. Trust me. So I'm right there with her. I will take a look at her. I really will. Most definitely.
Pam said, I've never seen a pork chop that big.
Yeah, my sister said she never saw a pork chop that big. I haven't either, but I'm going to tell you. Yeah, they're like, so yeah, we probably could, the four of us, taste that and have some leftovers. My husband's like, oh, you know, I'm not going to bed that early, so I'll be eating. He talks all that trash. He's right now probably snacking on about 5 different types of fruit. That's what he does. He's a little snacker. Yeah, that's what he is. And then he's like, why did you give me such a big? Because you've eaten everything all day long. Snacking. Go figure. See, I like to wait. The last thing I ate today, I had that cup of coffee. I had that little bit of the chicken Alfredo lasagna. That's all I've had today. Because I knew I was going to have some of this. And I'm about, hey, get her done and eat it.
Hey.
Thank you, Lone. Thank you. See, Lone is the reason why I even go to my email. You know, I have to remember all of these different, because I work from home virtually and I'm constantly all different programs and on the computer and this. It's just so many different things I have to look at every single day. But I will tell you, I have to get used to, because I have, you know, my email that is donated just for Flavor House. And I'm revamping that, you know, so it'll be everything Flavor House, so I can kind of get a handle, because, you know, you get all this junk stuff and I just want it to be there. And if you guys email me and I have your email addresses, then little things that I find, because I see you guys don't go to that community page that much. But we can have an email correspondence thing. And as I find out things or different, you know, ideas or whatever that you may have, or you can send me some pictures. Yeah, because, oh, did I tell you I'm making those carrots tomorrow, Lone? Yes, I am. I think I'm going to bake some chicken. And I'm going to have those carrots with that. You know, we always doing the chicken thing. But I'm going to have the carrots for my husband, because his mouth just went to salivating when I told him about those carrots, you know. So what I'm going to need from you, beautiful assistant, is the thermometer so we can check the temperature, because that was the second turn, because I turned it. And then, like I said, this turn, I'm going to turn it one more time. And then hopefully by then it will be the cook temperature, because, you know, you want to make sure you cook pork thoroughly. So if I were, and, you know, if I had a thought about, but still, if I had a mallet it, you know, tried to pound it down, the bone is still there, but I trimmed it up, you know. Be careful, because that's going to be soft on top. I don't want to mess that up.
We were at 190, 96. And the minimum is 145.
Okay, so yeah, believe it or not, they're I just cook a little bit more. Like I said, yeah.
Just for personal preference.
Yeah, and personal preference, but they actually are safe to eat and they are done. I want to get my little crisp on both sides. So when I get the crisp on that side again, I'm going to flip it over and let it crisp on the side that's a little bit, you know, a little softer, because I've steamed it. But the steaming method works. It works, especially when you have thick pieces of meat. It steams it through, even if you're frying, because I'll do a chicken breast like that. And it is so delicious, so golden brown. The crust is really, really nice when you're done, but the inside is moist and tender. Because, oh my goodness, the worst thing ever is to have dry meat. It really is. I can't do it, you know, so I don't want anything too dry. I don't want it soppy, but I don't want it dry either. So I say a couple of minutes, I can flip it again. But what I will do, I will take the top off and then put my screen back on so it can crisp up. And then I'll put it on my little drainer thing, let it drain for a couple of minutes while I spoon up the other stuff on the plate, and we can plate this puppy up. And you can see what we working with tonight. My husband's going to be so happy. Yeah. You know, he loves it when I cook this kind of stuff. Y'all don't do it all the time, you know, because, hey, got to have some variety in life, you know. But the further south I can go, the happier he gets. That's just the bottom line. You're right, but it's so good, Lone. You could do so many. We do need to get it. You said we need to get me into chicken. Listen, I get a master's what they want. See, I'll eat a lot of different stuff. I'll be totally honest. I do like chicken, but I am really partial to beef. I like beef. I like lamb. Okay. I like certain seafoods, but I got people with all these allergies around here. You know, it just kind of, it's a downer for me, you know, to eat it. But hey, you said what you want. You said it last week. Chicken is the universal connector. Say what you want. Everything that we can't identify. Ooh, that tastes like chicken. Frog legs taste like chicken. Ooh, that porcupine, it tastes like chicken. Oh, that salamander tasted like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken. So, hey, you know, I mean, chicken, it can be so versatile. That's the thing. And you can make it taste so many different ways. And everybody, like you said, every culture has a chicken dish. It just does. So go figure. Hey, don't fight Chicken Hall. I just made a mess. See, I'm sitting here making laughs. And I spilled some appletini on my dress. Yeah, you can't see it though because it's black. So, oh, but it went all down my leg. Oh, all down the front of the dress. I felt it. Okay. Yeah. Now my legs get to be sweet. Oh, she's so funny. Okay, you said here's a laugh for me. You once did weekly menus, but you had to stop putting them on the fridge because hubby asked if we could switch the food to different days. There is a schedule for I know, right? Well, you know, and I'm like this. When you cook, yes, you can. You can do whatever you like. But while I'm driving this train, hey, you're eating chicken on Monday. Okay, let me turn this over. I'm going to put this over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, they're going to love it. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to let that get a little crispy, and then we're going to take it off. I'll get my other pork chops in here, but we're going to plate this puppy up like Beautiful Sister said. I can share with my husband. She can share with hers. And, yeah. Those are pretty. Matter of fact, I've been taking pictures, y'all. Where's my phone? I gotta take a picture of this. It is so. This is the prettiest thing I have seen in a while. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, so this is a picture of it, and we're gonna say capture. Okay, there you go. That's a nice picture of the inside the skillet. Okay, almost there. What I'm going to do is, let me check my other stuff. Okay, it's still warm. Let me turn it on. I want to heat up my grilled peas and rice a little. Let me take it down. I'm going to take it down to just a low. And I'm going to bring this heat up on this pork chop because I'm about to put the other ones in. And that's nice. That's nice. I'll put the other ones in, and, you know, I got the heat down low so it doesn't scorch anything or mess up the beautifulness of my golden brown thick pork chops. Yes. So that's gonna be a good thing. Let me check. It could be ready. Okay, I think yeah, I'm gonna let it just sit there for a couple of minutes on this higher heat, because I don't want, like I said, I don't want to lose the integrity of the crust. The crust.
It's smelling mighty delicious.
It sure does. It smells real good about that right now. Yes, it does. I am getting hungry. I've been waiting all day long. Yes, I have. But in the meantime, cheers to you guys. Yes. Do you know that the other day was 20 years that YouTube had been in existence? I didn't know it had been here this long. Because, see, I wasn't a social media gal until, what, going on 2 years now. That's very good. So they popped that up on my YouTube studio. I don't know if they told everybody I made a big to do, or they just told us content creators, but I thought that was quite impressive.
Yeah.
20 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the first half of that. What happened to me?
I said YouTube was 20 years old either yesterday or the day after, the day before yesterday. 20 years. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. Yeah, that's nice. Coming out of here. Let me take it out. That's a beautiful thing right there, y'all. That's a nice looking, thick looking pork chop. And I'm gonna take that heat down. Oh wow. That I am so proud I did that thing. Yes, I did. I'm gonna take it down because I want that heat to go down some more, because I'm putting this fresh pork chop in here. You know, now my oil is seasoned and it will brown really quickly, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna get that off of here. We're gonna start plating this puppy up.
Do I need to grab anything for you?
Yeah, girl, grab some plates. Okay, I'm putting my other chops in there.
How many should I grab since we're sharing?
Okay, see, I'm scared to share with your father. But the last time I tried to share, he was sitting there, ate up the whole. Okay, we can get 2 plates for now. The last time I shared with him, I'm like, okay, where's mine?
Oh, that was
They said you gotta move quick.
Yeah.
Gotta be quicker than that.
I'm like, really? I forgot what it was that we shared. There wasn't too much sharing going on.
Disappeared.
Wasn't too much sharing going on. You know what'll happen if we in Survivor. Okay? He'd be around there. Well, what's that on your mouth? He have coconut juice on the side of his mouth. He ate the coconut, and I won't have any. Okay, so that's how it is. You really see how people roll with the food when you come down to the food. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so that looks really good. That's some pretty pork chops right there. I'm proud of the process, y'all. Okay, I got it on a 4, so I'm gonna take it to 5. Because as soon as I put it in there, of course. Oh, where's your slaw, beautiful assistant?
Say again?
Your slaw. Ooh. Beautiful assistant made this Mexican coleslaw that I really, really love. I got this recipe. I told you I went to LA about 6, 7, 8 years ago. And they had this restaurant there, and I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but they had the best food, and they had a Mexican coleslaw. But you know, I was sitting there taking it apart, trying to figure out how I was gonna make it, and I figured it out. And boy, oh boy, delicious! I'm gonna do a whole week of nothing but like salads and slaws and things, little sides that you can have with your barbecues.
I just remembered I forgot to put the lemon
In the summer. And you didn't put a little bit of paprika on there.
I figured you would do that when you plated it.
No, I don't want paprika all over my stuff. So. And I need that parsley in there. Okay, I'm just gonna stir this up. I'm gonna do a Corey with that. See, but then ain't gonna be enough. I was gonna since we sharing, I was gonna do the cute little Corey thing. What did he use? He used one of those things to make his
the little
rice thing.
Yes. all that rice gonna be gone.
With this casserole, if you want to have to wait. Okay, so
Sorry, I just want to
let me put this in here and see if I can do a Corey. See, I should have Corey come in here and do this.
Make it pretty.
Okay. But am I doing it right?
Sure. Did you oil it?
No. So she's not.
I mean,
She's
but-
not the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna let Corey. We need enough on his. You're probably gonna need like 2 of them on there. He's gonna do the rice on here because I like the way he presents that, and it'll be really cute with the pork chops and stuff. You know me, I gotta all about the presentation, all about it.
Fabulous.
So he's gonna do that. Did anybody alert Daddy?
Nope.
Not yet.
Oh, can I get a pepper?
I'm watching my meat, y'all, because these look cute. I want the other ones to look cute too. Okay. Yeah, that'll be great right there. It's gonna get nice and brown. You can take the pot over there so you don't have to be trying to reach over.
The way you were doing it was coming out pretty.
Yeah, yes. And I didn't know what I was doing with that because, like I said, I'm not trying to go through all that because it'll be in my mouth so fast until it won't even matter. I do like beautiful things. Okay, so I think that's picture worthy the way that you do it. Let me get parsley.
I pulled it up for you.
Where is it? Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
You said 2, right?
Yeah, 1 for me and 1 for him. Because he'll eat it all. He will eat it all, y'all. I'm telling you.
See, that's part of the process. Know your partner.
Yeah, know your partner. Okay.
I know that my partner won't eat everything, and more than likely she'll give me
How
the rest of hers.
Yeah, but, whatever. Okay. Okay, there you go. Do that one.
All right.
Okay, that's cute. And we can. Oh, I like that.
How you gonna do it for the?
We're gonna do the salad. Let me see. Let's make a little space on this side, a little bit on this side on this salad. You got it ready?
Mm-hmm.
I need a spoon.
Sorry, I'm putting a little package on it. Like a real one?
Yeah, just yeah. It doesn't need to be that big. I can take like a silver spoon.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Give me this. Okay. Get this over here out the way. I just need a tablespoon, y'all. Like this one? Yeah, there we go. So let me see this. And just get a little scoop. Woo-hoo, and put it right over here. Now, like I said, this is not like your traditional coleslaw that you may be used to looking at. This is my rendition of a Mexican coleslaw. So your cabbage is very, very finely grated, which I like. Okay, I'm going to take that. There. Let me get another one over here and put that in there. Call my husband.
Yep, I'll get him now.
And I'm just going to plate that there, just like that. Okay, let me get a little bit more of this coleslaw. Because see, I already know what's going to happen. This man is going to take this plate and he's going to start talking about how delicious it is. And then I'm not going to see anything else of this plate. And then I won't be happy. Then he will be the lone wanderer. Because I will not be happy he ate up the whole plate. Okay, we get that in here, put the top back on. Okay, so we got this going. And we're going to put a little bit of some parsley on here. That's going to look really nice. Yep, and on there. And on here. Just like that. And here. Yeah, I put too much on there. I'm just going ham. Okay, and do that. That's cute. Cute enough, y'all. Okay, I have to be mindful because I'm still cooking, and see, I'm in eating mode now.
Hey,
So I may have to have somebody else take over that one.
take over what?
The cooking part.
Oh,
Okay, because as y'all notice, I've been standing most of the time. I'm getting better, but I'm not going to push the issue because I'll hurt myself some more, and then I'll be down for the count again. So I'm trying to be nice, be intentional. Okay, you might want to cut this little cornbread over here.
oh shoot! I forgot all about that. That's probably gonna be stacked.
Okay, we're gonna not put the cornbread on here because the doggone meat is so
I'm gonna
big.
say that meat and that guy's not cool.
Okay, so
However, I can come and show y'all real quick how nice it came out.
okay, she just wants y'all to see her cornbread. I can't even get this doggone pork chop on here, y'all.
Oh,
How big? I can't even make it pretty. This plate ain't big enough. The pork chop is
this
huge.
is how it came out here. Very moist. It's delicious.
Ugh, that almost fell. Okay, anyway, this is as cute as we're gonna get it.
Hey.
Okay, there you go. Okay, yes. Okay,
Yeah, all right, let's
yeah,
show
here's for
y'all.
that. Yeah, show that, and here's a fork for Corey because he likes, look at this, and I need this. Get his own fork. Okay. I need a knife, a fork, everything for this. Did your father come?
Yeah, I heard him. He said he was all the way downstairs. I don't know where he went.
Okay, show them.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Everybody
sharing
say
this plate.
ooh and ah. That's right,
Oh
Lo.
my God.
We're sharing this plate because it is so freaking big. I'll put this down so they can really see the pork chop.
Wow.
Okay, because I don't want them focusing on the sides. I want them to see
Focus on the chop.
the chop. You
Oh,
see
those
that?
are mammoth
Yes.
pork chops.
And here's
That's
the
why
one
we sharing.
for we're sharing with my husband. You see how big these things? They are huge, but you see how nice they are, nice and golden. They are so tender. I can tell you. He's reaching for. We're sharing, honey.
Oh, ah.
Okay, we're sharing. So stop. I mean, he just reaching in, ask me nothing. Okay, here. Okay, so we need
Thank
to get
you,
a knife.
darling.
You're welcome. Get a knife and a fork.
Wow.
I'm a chop.
This is one of them fresh Flintstone pork chops.
Yeah, that's what it look like.
Yabba
I'm
dabba
over here.
do.
I'm turning this.
Yay.
Now I'm splash myself because that thing is so heavy. It is so heavy.
Ooh.
Okay, let me animate a mess over here, y'all.
You must sold the house with these pork chops.
What'd you say?
You must have sold the house with these pork chops.
I didn't sell a house, but don't
You
you?
probably you could charge them out for a house.
Oh yeah, for real. Okay, see, this is nice, and this is what I'm saying. Once your oil gets seasoned, you have to be very mindful. Cook it slower because you don't want it to get over brown. So now I'm flipping it.
This is fabulous.
Okay, you give a fork and knife to your father because yeah, get it. He's talking
Oh,
about fabulous.
boy.
I don't know how he eats it.
Here's a Corey.
I heard them. That's the first one.
Here we go.
Okay, let's make sure because see what happens is you're so tall until we have to bring it right. You get your head cut off.
That looks so tender.
Incredibly tender.
Oh.
And it has like, oh my goodness.
Oh.
The texture is excellent. It's perfect. And it's juicy and oh my goodness.
Oh.
You
The
wouldn't
way
think a pork chop that thick would be that
Wow.
juicy and tender, right?
It is juicy and tender.
Everything
I'm sorry,
you
babe.
expect.
I can't share this one with you.
Oh,
I gotta
what?
You see this?
No, you're not.
Don't you feel the love?
No, you're
Where
not.
is the love?
Stop playing.
Love
Where is the love?
Love don't live here
I'll
anymore.
say
Oh my goodness, he's like,
I think-
you've abandoned me.
Hey.
Love don't live here anymore. You're terrible. Let me taste this stuff. Okay, I have to taste it too. Can I get the plate? Good God, I told y'all, terrible people here. See, look at him. He can't even hand me the plate, y'all. Okay, let me taste this and see.
Love don't live here anymore.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay, now I want y'all to see. I'm gonna turn it around this way because see, they're not just demonstrating the dynamic, y'all.
Wow.
Okay, so
That's delicious.
I'm going to. You see this? You see, this is it right here. Okay, this is this pork chops. We want to take a little piece of this. Mm-hmm. It is so, when you bite it, you can like the flavor of the juices is very, very tender. Mm-hmm. It's nicely seasoned. Y'all better put that cumin and that little bit of curry in there. I'm telling you, it does a difference. You might not want to do it. You don't have to, but I'm about to leave with this plate. So, yes, very good. So, you know what? Maybe the lines of communication. It is delicious, Lone. So maybe, yeah, you might want to heal a little bit, so you don't have to have the family over to share stuff like this. Yeah. For real. But all kidding aside, everything has its place. Everything has its time. People, life experiences. Your in-laws need to be an asset. As an in-law, you should be an asset and not a deficit. And family, hey, family is always familying. So your communication is definitely key. And sometimes you have to know when to communicate and when to kind of just step back and let others reflect. Okay, so that's what I say. Make this. If it's not a pork chop, do a lamb chop. I would suggest doing it thick like this. Oh, baby. This is he's sitting over here like, okay, can I get them? Okay, he can have a plate back, okay, but I'm taking a piece of this and I'm getting some on a little sauce. Okay, all right. So, in any case, I hope you guys like this live, like this video. If you're a vegan, there you go. If you're vegan, use a big mushroom, but put that seasoning on it. That's right. You got it, Lone. And Lone, yes, I'm going to do that next one. I'm doing that next week. So, yes, y'all get ready because we're going to take you, me and Lone are going to take you for a ride. We sure are. I'm going to tell you. Hey, if you're not subscribed already, don't miss out on this. This is fun. We got a lot of things going on here. And if you are, and once you are, you want to hit that notification bell so you'll always know when I'm coming at you. And it usually is every single week. I try. And there may be some things in that community dynamic that you might want to see. And I don't know. My mind is like, I'm checking out on side eyeing my husband because that pork chop is getting smaller and smaller as we speak. I need to hurry up. In any case, you know what I wish you. I wish you love, peace, and I hope that your relationships are what you want now, in the future, or, whatever. I want you to find your rhythm and dance. Yes, I do. Love you much. Love y'all. I real do. Thank you so much. Hey, tell a friend. We're going to see you. I'm going to get over here and, hey, wait a minute. No, I got y'all.
Sorry,
Yes. Oh, yeah. And listen, delicious. Okay, I'm going to see y'all next week. Bye-bye.